Hey guys, welcome to this week's Q&A. I am your host, Belinda Risley, and welcome to everybody I haven't met before, and thank you for everyone I have met, and I do know, for tuning in tonight. Of course, team, if you do have any questions, our theme tonight is around about social media. Please pop them into the comments or let me know where you're from, where you're listening. Excuse me, that didn't go around. And it'd be great to hear what you guys are racing, what categories, and if you've got any questions around social media. So obviously our group's called Motorsport Sponsorship, but we go through things such as social media, branding, public relations, and what else? Media training. And so tonight we're just going to go through a little bit about social media and why it's important. So where to start? Social media is really important as an athlete. When you are doing a sponsorship proposal, the insights that you get from social media is kind of more so like what your sponsor are after. So they're looking for the demographics of who's attending the racetrack, and they're also looking after or for the demographics of who is following you on your social media. In our career development course, as well as our Motorsport is a Business course, we go into more depth around about insights and how you can get those insights. If you're tech savvy, it's very easy to get those insights around who follows you, their age, where they live, and that kind of information that sponsors are after. So now, being the off season for most of us, it's really important that you start to build up your social media platforms. Again, you don't need to be on every single platform. You can just pick one and kill it, and that's what I highly recommend, especially if being a motorsport competitor is just a hobby and you're looking to go maybe more into an amateur. But of course, if you are looking to become a professional, then you need to get your brand out there across as many platforms as possible. There's so much you can do in this space that can make you tell your story and to be unique, and to showcase your history. Everybody does have a story, and over the next couple of weeks, we'll work over developing your brand. Again, we go into a lot more detail within our courses about identifying yourself and going through your brand, and telling that story. But, one of the big things that I get quite often is that people never know what to put social media content wise. And again, it's not just about posting when you're racing, because of course the post would only be like once a month at the best, or once every couple of months. So you need to get into a routine. Depending on what platform you choose to specialize in will depend on how often you need to post, the type of post. But just in a general, we know going forward that video is what everybody's wanting to see, and they keep saying that video is going to be the thing going forward. So whether you love being in front of the video or not, there's definitely lots of things that you can do with the video. So things like being a voiceover behind the scenes about getting your car prepared or your vehicle prepared. Excuse me, I just threw down dinner. Things like interviewing your team members on your team. If you guys are after some tips around what to post, just put tips into today's comments and I'll send you a 30-day outline of daily posts that you can post. And again, when it comes to what platform is best for you, it just depends on who you are. Like, each platform has its benefits, and it just depends what resonates. So obviously, if you're into more video, then things like Instagram or YouTube is going to be beneficial. If you like more of the posts and more of the writing, things like LinkedIn and Facebook, Twitter, if you're opinionated and you just like those little snippets, 120 words. So again, when you're working with us, we work through about what platform is best for you, and also for the demographic that you're trying of sponsorship that you're trying to attract. Okay, so again, sponsors are really into wanting to know the demographic that you attract on your social media posts. And so if, for example, if you're a young athlete, then things like what's new? Oh, TikTok. So old. But yes, so if you're into TikTok and that's more natural to you, then that's great. But you couldn't maybe go to a nursing home or to a a Sydney Caesar Club or an RSL club and ask them for sponsorship, because for them, knowing that you had TikTok doesn't really align with their brand. So it's important that what social media platforms that you do have also aligns with what your sponsors are after as well. And again, for those that are just tuning in, you don't need to be on every single platform. You just need to pick one, maybe two platforms that resonate with you. The thing with the Facebook and the Instagram connection, most of the time the market is different, but from a business perspective, but I feel like as an athlete, they're generally the same market. So if you are going to have Facebook and Instagram, I think as an athlete, that's important to have different content. As a small business, you can have the same, because generally the businesses that follow you on, or the athletes or the clients that follow you on Facebook to Instagram, are quite different. But again, that's about learning how to do the insights behind the scenes stuff through your business manager, that you can see what kind of demographics is tuning into your content. Again, you don't need to be posting every single day, but it's important to do a minimum, I say, like at least 3 posts a week. And once you get into a habit of posting, it's easy to batch all your content. So every quarter in the Motorsport Sponsorship Facebook group here, I do drop a quarterly plan. It's a template. You just download it for free, and then you can fill in all your race dates, fill in all your sponsorship. What's the word? Sponsorship. Commitments that you do have, and anything else that you know that's coming up, and then you kind of work back as far as content goes. And again, there's loads of things that you can do to help build your profile, tell your story, and get your sponsors on board, to showcase your sponsors as well. So again, if you're after any strategies, just put in some tips, and I can send you down a 30-day plan later today, and it just gives you a little bit more of insights into what exactly you should be posting. Normally, I was planning on doing an update of what's happening on the platforms. Not much has happened during COVID. I think everybody's kind of laying low and just keeping everything ticking along. We know that TikTok went through the roof once COVID happened. So if you were one of those that jumped onto TikTok, well done. I'd love to see what you're doing on TikTok. So if you do have a TikTok account, please feel free to drop it below, and I'd love to check it out. Other than that, the only other big thing that kind of happened in the last couple of months was Instagram bought out Reels to go in competition to TikTok. So if you haven't jumped onto Reels, I've just got a few pointers here. There's a little bit of a difference between what Instagram Reel is versus an Instagram TV. So if you haven't started to play around with them, I guess the benefit of the Reels is that the Reels stay forever. So unlike an Instagram story kind of depletes after 24 hours. So a Reel is fantastic for sponsors, because they're going to get that longevity on your website. On your social media platform. On the Reels now, you can actually add text, and you can do a lot of editing. So even if you do have a TikTok account, you can kind of copy and paste it and put it into Instagram. But what they're saying is to get rid of anything that says kind of TikTok, make sure it's kind of still relevant to the Reels, add a little bit more text, add a little bit more editing to it. So just change up the clip in order for the algorithm to work. Instagram TV is generally over a minute, and it can sit on your profile though, okay? But it's about finding that best platform from your customer again. So either looking for that short snaps or snips, then that's when you want the Reels. Or if you're just wanting a little bit of a TV exposure, then the Instagram TV. And I always say, especially at the beginning of the new year, if you're starting a new category, you're stepping up, anything like that, starting an Instagram TV segment is really awesome, because you're capturing the excitement about starting the new category, what's it all involved in. It's easy to do behind the scenes stuff, and that's what your fans and sponsors want to see, what's happening behind the scenes. So that's one of my tips, another one of my tips for tonight. With the Reels, because it is new, Instagram loves it. So if you do a Reel, it will post you up higher in the algorithm. So we know that the algorithm, works best with high engagement. So with anything now, with posts, especially on Facebook, when you go to like something, as opposed to doing the like, the thumbs up, try and give it a love heart, or a smiley face, because for the algorithm now, that's what makes the engagement go a little bit better. But you can do your reels. Another tip is that do your reel, post it onto your page, and then actually add it into your stories as well. So you don't have to double think about the content. It can double up on both. You can also go back and review the reels as well. So you simply just go to profile and then you tick the box to reels, and then like the hashtag where you used to be able to follow that on Instagram, the hashtags are kind of starting to disperse now, and it's all about following the reels as opposed to following the hashtags. So stay tuned, I reckon in February or probably maybe March, that all the hashtags will be gone and it'll be about following the actual reels. So if you haven't started doing reels, I know I haven't, being in front of the video, as you can see, is not my strong point and I really don't enjoy it. But if that's you and you like to shine under that environment, then please start getting into Reels. If you would like some more information about getting started in Reels, I do have a document, just pop Reels in there and I'll send that out to you. So the difference between the TikTok Reels and the Instagram Reels is that TikTok is around about 30 seconds and with the Instagram, it's only about 15 seconds. So again, like I said, it's those really short, sharp, to the point Reels, video clips. So if you like being in front of the camera, feel free to do Reels. Other than that, again, it's just about finding what's best for you. So don't feel like you have to be doing Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and Twitter and LinkedIn. You need to find what resonates with you because you don't want social media to become a chore. There is no wrong or right platform when you are an athlete. Again, it comes back to your sponsors, about those demographics that you're trying to do it. I always say when it comes to social media is just to work out your why. Like, why do you want to be on that platform? Do you want to be on Facebook because you prefer writing? Then that's fantastic. Then run with that. Do you want to be on Instagram because you like the photos and you like the choice that you can do TV and you can do reels and you can do stories? Like, yes, you can do a lot more. Is your demographic sitting there? LinkedIn's also important as well because you're trying to engage sponsors and sell sponsorship, so business to business. But of course, your posts are going to be different on LinkedIn to what they are on Instagram or Facebook. So if you've got the time to be able to do them all, then that's fantastic. But again, I don't suggest that. But if you're wanting to do LinkedIn, your post would have to be a different content set than what it would be on those more, I guess, younger social media platforms. If you're on TikTok, that's fine. Snapchat, Pinterest. I don't know, is there anything else? There's so many of them. But that's why it's important to work out what resonates with you and just pinpoint that. Recently, we've had the ambassador program come on board, and one of the questions was like, what was your social media accounts? And so when I went to some of the social media accounts, some of them had 9, some of them had 900, some of them had 300, and I was looking at the engagement. So what's at the end of the day, regardless of what platform you decide to go on, it's all about engagement. Okay, so how well are your fans engaging on your posts? Are you asking open-ended questions? Are you replying to everything that they have written on your post, whether it's positive or negative? Have you considered even having a Facebook group just for your fans? So if you're more of an amateur to professional and you've got a big following at the moment, could it be beneficial that you actually have a Facebook group that's more exclusive, and it could be part of a membership that you're selling to them, which of course is coming back to your sponsorship. You might have a VIP group just for your sponsors only. Like, there's so much that you can do on Facebook as well as Instagram, groups. On Twitter, obviously with the Twitter platform, it's 120 characters or less. So if you're quite opinionated and you like to be in it, a lot of the international drivers still utilize Twitter because it's real time. And so it's real-time engagement and it's real-time thought pieces. So again, it just depends on what works for you. Don't get overwhelmed about what everybody else is doing. At the end of the day, these platforms are for you to tell your story and to showcase your product, which is you, and sometimes your vehicle. So just be confident in whatever you choose. Find a platform, nail it. If you are looking to set up a new account during the pre-season, and you want to know how to, I've got lots of how-to guides. So if you want to know how to set up a YouTube, Pinterest, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram stories, Instagram TVs, all of those platforms that you want to know, I've got how-to guides. So whatever you want, guys, just pop it into the comments and I'll be happy to DM them out to you. If there's no questions, that's kind of all I had for you tonight. Other than now, this is the time to start to build that momentum. Now is the time to start getting fans onto your Facebook page. Make sure you go through, make sure you do have an athlete page, make sure there's no numbers in your page. So you don't want Belinda Risley 25 or anything like that. Make sure it is like Belinda Risley Motorsports, Belinda Risley Athlete, whatever you are, that's what your Facebook page or athlete page should be. So many tips. What else can you do? If you're wanting a free social media audit, just because it's Christmas, just pop in social media audit, guys, with your platforms, and I'll be happy to do a quick review and send you some insights. Of course, we always, within the group, allow you to promote your social media pages because we want everyone to follow everybody. So at any time when I do put up that social media page, I've actually pinned it to the page tonight. So if you haven't dropped your social media pages for us to follow, please do so. And also just have a look around your mentors as well. So who do you look up to within the sport? So I'm sure you're on their posts a lot, but take a step back and actually scroll through what they're actually posting, what kind of content, what kind of language are they posting, what kind of story are they telling, and to give you some insights as well. Look out for Q1 of 2021. That's going to be dropping next Wednesday, so that's a 3-month plan. Of course, you can fill it out and email it back, and I'll be happy to give you guys a review about it, or try and help you get your first one started. Again, I'm here to help you in any way possible. So if there's no questions about social media, next week we're going to be talking about sponsorship proposals and what should go within a proposal. And I will see you next week. So thanks, guys. Have a good night. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Oh, bye.